Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's class. Today we're going to talk about adverbs, how to identify them and how to use them correctly. But before that, I want to remind you about what we talked about in our last meeting. In our last meeting, we talked about adjectives. And you should remember that adjectives modify nouns, meaning they add extra information to the nouns. Let me give you an example. Ali bought a new house. So house is a noun, new is an adjective. It added extra information to the noun, that is the house. Now, adverbs modify verbs, that is, modify the action of the sentence. What does it mean to modify the action? They add extra information to the action. So, and according to that, we can divide adverbs into three types: adverbs of time, adverbs of manner, and adverbs of place. Adverbs of time have to do with modifying. They add extra information to the time of the action. Let me give you an example. Mustafa traveled to Paris last month. Now, traveled is the action. Last month is the adverb of time. Last month added extra information to the action. Well, when did he travel? Well, he traveled last month. Okay? Now, also, before I move on to the second type of adverbs, you need to know that adverbs of time could be of two types. They could be definite or indefinite. What does it mean? What do I mean by definite adverbs of time? Well, definite adverbs of time, they have to do with a specific. They add extra information that show specific points at time. Specific points at time. And the indefinite adverbs of time, they don't really modify specific points of time, such as, let me give you an example about the definite adverbs of time. They could include something like yesterday, last month, an hour ago. So it is specific. The indefinite adverbs of time could be something like usually, always, sometimes. So it is not really specific as much. The second type of adverbs are called the adverbs of a place. They have to do with the place in which the action takes place or occurs or will happen. Let me give you an example. Ahmed talked to his father here. Here is an adverb of a place. So it modified the verb in terms of the place, the place in which that verb happened. Also, the third type of adverbs is called adverbs of manner. They modify how the action takes place, how the action is carried out. Let me give you an example. Again, the first example, Mustafa traveled to Paris fast, or Mustafa traveled to Paris by train. So fast or by train, both of these are adverbs of manner. They add extra information to how the verb is carried out. How did he travel? Well, he traveled fast. He traveled by car. He traveled by train. Let's consider these examples to practice what we talked about. The first example, driving at night can be very sometimes. Can be, is it dangerous or dangerously? Anyone, please? Go ahead. So yeah, driving at night can be very dangerous sometimes. We don't need an adverb here, we need an adjective. What about number 2? Ali, please read it. Very good. So she is an opera singer. She sings beautiful or beautifully? Anyone, please? Go ahead. There you go. So she sings beautifully. We need an adverb to modify the verb. How does she sing? Well, she sings beautifully. The third example, the problem requires a dash evaluation. Serious or seriously? Do we need an adjective? There you go. Thank you very much. A serious evaluation. Why? Because we have a noun and we need to modify. We need to add extra information to this noun. Okay. What I want you to do now is to open your books on page 78. There is a list of sentences. Read these sentences, please. Try to identify the verbs by underlining them. Then we will share our answers. You have 5 minutes. Okay, that's it. Let's share our answers. Ali, thank you very much. Good job. Ahmed, good. Very, very good. Mustafa, thank you very much. Okay. So, before I finish the class, I want to make a quick review, a quick recap to what we talked about today. We talked about adverbs, and we agreed that adverbs modify verbs, meaning they add extra information to the verbs, to the action that we could express in sentences. This is one. Two, you need to know that adverbs could be of 3 types: adverbs of time, adverbs of place, and adverbs of manner. Is this clear? So what do I mean by adverbs of time? Oh, there you go. What do I mean by adverbs of manner? There you go. Can you give me an example? Very good. Okay, then that's it for today. For our next meeting, please do your exercises from the workbook on page 90. That's it for today. Thank you for listening and take care.